Alright, we're having a look at some wire today. They're calling it solar extension cable, 6mm, at least that's what they have written on there. I'm going to pull up the product listing here just to make sure that I get this right. It's listed to be 10 gauge, 10 meters of length, so I'm guessing 6mm conductor thickness, 10 gauge. I don't know that off the top of my head, but that very likely could be about correct. This is got some labeling on it. What does it say? Pull a little bit out, get a closer look. Yeah, it does say 6mm on there. I'm sure that's what they are designating with the MM. It's only printed every so often, probably every foot. Yeah, product numbers and stuff, not a lot of super specific specs on there other than what appears to be the 6mm designation. I'd have to look up separately if that actually is the same as 10 gauge or not, but it probably is. 10 meters of it here. It is, do they say if it is pure copper or copper clad aluminum? I'm just looking at the listing. Looks like it's oxygen-free tinned copper. Okay, so that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure that I had that right. I want to show here, because this is probably the only wire. I've reviewed a fair amount of wire here, and this is the first stuff I've seen that appears to be double jacketed. So there's a single conductor in here, but there is an outer jacket with the red layer. It's pretty tough stuff, but it is squishable. This stuff, it's on the stiffer side, but it has reasonable flexibility to it for what it is. And then within that, we have this inner jacket, black. If the camera would care to focus on that, trying to show you that. So it appears to be genuinely double jacketed wire. There's a black inner jacket with a red outer jacket on there protecting this inner copper conductor, which is listed to be oxygen-free copper, and it's listed as tinned, and based on the silver appearance we can confirm that that is in fact tinned. And you wouldn't see that with copper clad aluminum because it would be copper in color, so the tinning gives it really good corrosion resistance. So this is definitely heavy duty outdoor rated type of stuff. Having dual jackets, having the copper be tinned for corrosion resistance. This is designed for pretty permanent installations and made to last for a very long time, but not necessarily made to be super duper flexible on any regular basis. It's flexible enough to bend it, get it through conduit, get it through grommets, firewalls installed wherever you need to get it, but it is otherwise on the stiffer side. Really not bad as far as permanent installation power cable goes, but if I'm being picky, I've seen some super soft stuff. This is in the middle of the road, but I'm really impressed with that dual jacket. This is the first wire I've reviewed that has a feature like that. That's pretty impressive. So just excellent weather and corrosion resistance, and the conductors within. The tinning process makes them a little stiffer, but they are still pretty fine conductors.
Don't be intimidated by making extension solar cables. You know, sometimes you need a little piece or a long piece, and you know, why coil up a bunch of excess when you can do a really neat job. So this is good solar wire. It's 10 gauge, and it has the dual coating. It has an outside UV protection layer and an inside insulator. And like I say, this is thick. This is 10 gauge. Get yourself a set of connectors, and this is a male conductor, and you use a female pin on the inside. It's easier to get them backwards, and it's not so easy to get the pin out, you know, without the proper tool. But this has the rubber gland to correctly fit onto this. Put the cap on first. Now these pins, you see it's a big U, and on the cable you'll see there's like a little W on one side. One side is just a shallow circle, and the other side is has this little W, and that's where these two tabs point to. And you can crimp it up till it makes its first latch. That makes it kind of round. You still need to have a really nice tight wind here in order to get in, because this is 10 gauge and it just fits in there. But it's very easy to get one or two threads out. So there's your crimp. It's nice and tight, and you can just